Hey, it's Joe coming at you real fast with this week's information on what's going on in interest rates and some credit information, and yes, even something about your gas stove. So stay tuned to this for a brief moment. Let's start with what's going on with interest rates. We see them at 6.48%, which is just up slightly from last week. Not terribly exciting, but still on the rise a little bit. We see today we're having a little bit of a sell-off, and we can see that sell-off being impacted here as it affected from last week's numbers where we saw interest rates just a little bit better. As I mentioned, we're going to talk a little bit about gas stove ban. Yes, that is correct. None other than Richard Trumka, and there's a big movement afoot to say that your gas stove is killing you and killing the environment, so we may need to turn those off and send them back. Who's Richard Trumka, you might ask? Well, he's been around for a long time, so was his dad. Union guy, been involved and part of that elite group of Americans who tell the rest of us slugs what to do in the world. Lastly, I just want to show you one question that's come up from time to time with regard to credit scores, which are critically important. Is, hey, I got this collection account, I'm going to dispute it. Or you sign up for a service and they tell you to dispute it. And I wanted to just touch on that just a little bit about what happens when you dispute a trade line. A lot of times from an underwriting perspective, those trade lines are actually required to be corrected or removed from your credit report. This is a very expensive or long-taking project to undergo, so we don't recommend it. Here you can see right from a client's underwriting from Fannie Mae, it says that they either have to basically prove that the account isn't theirs or that the dispute is valid, or I have to take corrective action within the credit report. If you as a consumer take that corrective action, it can take 4 to 6 weeks for you to get that account updated in the credit report as no longer in dispute. There's no cost for that. Or you can have your lender go through and actually file an update to your credit report, which takes a few days. Lenders don't like it because we have to eat the fee. The one I just recently did, the account that was disputed was $127. And to update it in the credit report cost me $130. So it actually cost me more as the lender to correct the dispute where it was a valid debt anyway, than the debt was worth. Kind of crazy on that. Again, what we can see here is that direct from Fannie Mae, it gives a breakdown that when we see that, we have to be able to go in and either prove that you're not responsible for the debt, which is next to impossible, or we've got to take that corrective action. One other bad update that I want to share is that according to a recent survey being reported by MarketWatch, we're seeing a lot of riskier alternative financial services. Things like title loans, check and go, get your cash ahead of time. These places are charging interest rates that make the old day mafia guy look like a saint. Really, this has to be a complete last resort. I know there are people who find themselves at that last resort. The interest rates are 400% on some of these. I had one borrower provide me a copy of a contract. The interest rate was over 330% that they are paying for a $500 advance on their check. Please stay away from these alternative financial services. It's just a bad idea. If you got any questions, you need some help, feel free to give me a call. You can reach me at 414-350-7394. You can always find me on the web at ccmcwi.com. Thanks very much, and if you're looking for a pre-approval, need help on a home loan, give me a call.